you are looking to buy or sell a home in Saratoga Springs, then you're going to want to see what we got here because we're going to be giving you all the insights and the updates on what's going on with the real estate market so you're not missing out on anything. You're not overpaying for that home. And if you're selling, you're getting top dollar for that property. My name is Chris McMahon. I'm a local real estate agent right here in Saratoga Springs and the surrounding area, born and raised. And right now, we're going to be going through our market report. I'm going to be touching on here on March's real estate numbers that are hot off the presses. They're just coming out here. So, and reach out with me. My contact information below. If you've got questions or anything like that, reach out. Let me know. Also, maybe to get a copy of this market report sent directly to you, I can do that as well. Just message me and I'll send that to your inbox there so that you have it. But here we go. We're going to dive right in here. We're going March 2026 here, coming from the information coming from the MLS, as far as some other local resources that are out there and national markets. We're going to talk a little bit about the national market too and where it compares right now. Some of you are going to be pretty happy about that because we got some good stuff going on here. So right here, breaking right into it. Let me move myself out of the way so you can see that beautiful things right up here. All right. So heading into the spring of 2026, we're right on the cusp here. Okay. So the absorption rate is down about 2.66%. Okay. That's below the 4 to 5 month threshold that we would call for a balanced market. So it's still in the seller's market side, been that way for quite a while. But, it is earlier it was 2.88, so it's staying about the same. So there are some indications that that might be moving more of a normalized or more of a balanced market coming up here. But median days on the market is 28. It's kind of unchanged from a year ago. One of the things we do like here for sellers is at 102.3%, that sale to list ratio right there. That means people are generally getting more than what they're listing for if they are pricing it properly and they're marketing it properly. Pictures, videos, social media campaigns, all that stuff like that. Those properties are getting a lot of attention. They're getting over what they're generally asking. If you're overpricing your property, you're not getting out there, you're not marketing it properly. We are seeing those sit longer and even seeing a number of price drops there too. So that is also a pretty big thing that's going on here. So our pendings were up 25%. 40 homes went under contract in March 2026 compared to 32 in 2025. So 8 more went pending in this month compared to the last one there. So the median sales price is $797,500, just under from just under $800,000, but it's a surge of almost 32% from this time last year. So that is a huge difference. It was a little over 600,000 at that point. The medium active list price is 500 or 959,000. So it was under $1 million is median, but that still is up almost 13% from a year ago at this time. So we're seeing those prices increase right there. Average sales price is $879. That's up 22% from a year ago, and the median sales price year to date is $733,000. That is also up. So all 4 of these categories that we're looking at right here, all up from a year ago at this time. So the prices of those properties are going up there. If you want to know what your home could sell for, reach out to me for free, no obligation. I do this for all my past clients, and I like to do it for anybody who might be interested in knowing what they could possibly get on the market for. Just reach out to me. I'll do a home evaluation and even give some ideas of what you could do to improve the value of your home. Simple, easy, low cost ideas. A lot of them are free, no cost anything, and you can increase the value of your home. So you're getting top dollar when you're putting it out on the market. So new listings are up 17.5%. So inventory is building. All right, a little bit here. So we have 125 active listings. That's up 5% from the year before, which was 119. All right, 92% of those listings are over $500,000. It's a high price point in Saratoga. Okay, so over $500,000 is pretty common in that area. We're seeing 115 or the 125 listings are over that number right there right now. 60 new listings came on the market in March. You got it right there. Oops, we might have skipped the page right there. 67. 67 new listings came on in March. Sorry about that, which is up. So inventory across the nation is also up 8.1%. So we are seeing an increase in that. Next, we got up here, days on the market is holding at about 10 days. Okay, that's flat from the year before. Average days on the market, 40 days, up 17.65%. Median days on the market is 13 days, which has dropped. And the national average for days on the market, though, is 66. So over 2 months is the national average, which is telling us that homes are going faster in Saratoga than the national average, and even some of the areas in the capital region. So what do we got here? Homes that are priced right are selling faster than in a lot of places in the area and the national average, and they're selling for more money than they were a year ago. So the prices have gone up on them. So pending transactions, 40. That's up 25% from last year. And we got closed sales in March is 30. That's actually down. Okay, so the closed sales did drop, but the pending transactions, there was more pending that went under contract in the month of March than we saw last year. Okay, and as we said already, 500K plus pendings are up 40.9%, which shouldn't be that surprising considering 115 of the 125 listings on there are listed over 500,000. So that kind of makes sense. So, and there's been 103 closings in the first quarter of 2026 already. And we still got 3 to go. And we see we're just barely touching the beginning of that selling season right there. So buyers and sellers, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up, and we'll be covering those in future videos as well, market reports as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you're getting those market reports when they are coming out. Okay. 80% 500 or plus here. 24 of the 30 sales this month were from that. Okay. We did come over that 500,000 mark. Here's how it breaks down a little bit. They had 5 sales in the 300 range. We had only 1 sale in the 4 to 500. 0 sales below 250,000. There were no sales below 250,000. So like we said, the majority of the action is coming up over that 500 range. So 30-year fixed rate is 6.46%. It elevated up. It was as high as, I think it got up to about 6.88 maybe this month. But if you watched my market report last time, we had just dipped below 6%. We were somewhere around that 5.9798%. It did turn around and go back up, and it did jump up, but it kind of hit that top peak at 6.64%, and it's starting to trickle back down a little bit. As of right now, it's at 6.46%. But from my update from earlier today, looks like we may be down to 6.38, the high 6.3s. All right, so it does seem to be trickling down a little bit. So what's the best advice for you right here? Freddie Mac tells us what to do, and this should be common sense. You never take the first thing around. You're going to want to shop that around a little bit. Be aggressive. Contact multiple different people. I've got several different people. So I got local banks, some connection to local banks that work with you that also have first-time home buyer programs that I can connect you with. And also have brokers. I have several brokers, depending on what your game plan is, but it's always good to kind of talk to a number of different brokers. I have some brokers that even specialize working with investors as well, getting you matched up with the best product for your investment property, whether it's a buy and hold, whether you're looking to do short-term rental, or if you're looking to flip it, something like that. So make sure you're shopping those rates around. That's basically the bottom line. So the experts agree that this is not a crash. This is a normalization. Prices got up there for a little bit. Now they're saying they're kind of correcting, but we're seeing the increase in Saratoga as it's going on here. And one thing that if you follow the market, you'll know that Saratoga is a little bit unique. It doesn't always seem to follow the national trend, as we've seen by some of the numbers before. It tends to do its own little thing. And this can sometimes be sheltered a little bit from what is going on in the rest of the world here, so like that, which is a great thing for real estate, even investors and owners and people looking to buy, because your property is going to maintain and even increase in value in the long term, which is what we all want. Real estate is one of our biggest investments, so that's actually a really good thing that we want to see here. So this has been the weakest start to a selling season since the 2010s right now. So right now things feel a little bit stagnant, but there are some indicators, as we saw that high number of pendings more than last year that went last month. Those are some indicators that the market is going to start heating up as we get going with stuff right here. So the revised home sale, they did revise home sale projection. They're expecting to be a little bit down because that interest rate is a little bit more volatile right now because of bunch of different things with the economy and worldwide that are going on right now has caused that to be a little bit up and down and stuff like that. So Right over here, local versus national. I told you we were going to talk about national. Here's what we go. And this is also what I talked about on the last screen, where we talked a little bit about how Saratoga can be a little bit different than some of the areas. Okay, so it's up almost 32% prices year over year versus nationally, which is only up 1%. Huge difference right there. Okay, 10 days on the market, whereas nationally it's 66 days on the market. They're over 2 months, where here it's under 2 weeks. When that are selling, like I said, when they're selling at the right, when you're pricing it correctly. Seller strength, as we see, over 102.3% last month, where the national average is about 98%, just a little bit under. And the spring outlook looks, as we saw that jump, a jump of 25% were nationally new listings came up 17.5%. So we're seeing an increase in new listings, an increase in pendings on that as well. So, buyers, what do you want to do here to get yourself prepared? Well, you better have a strategy. Yes, you can't just don't go out there, pull up Zillow and say, oh, I want to look at this house, and go blindly into things. You need to get yourself a strategy. Couple things that you want to start out with. First, get yourself pre-approved. Like I said earlier, shop that rate. Get out there, talk to a couple different banks, a couple different brokers. If you need any, reach out to me. I'll send you some names of some local, qualified. Got multiple products for you depending on every situation that you're in. Everybody's a little bit different. Give you a bunch of different options for you to shop around and get the best rate for the situation that you're in. Also, spring is bringing more options, so we're going to be seeing more as this weather gets warmer. Properties coming out there on the market, but expect to compete because there's some buyers out there that are waiting in the wings. All right, and they're looking to purchase too, so they're going to have to get their plan together. So expect to compete with other ones. That's why we're seeing that 102.3 rate up there. And as I said earlier, shop those rates. Make sure you're getting yourself the best rate if you're doing it. But there's other things as well, okay? Get your real estate agent. You're going to want properties sent to you and alerts, okay? So once they're coming on the market or if there's a price change, anything like that, then you're getting notified right away. So you're one of the first people to see those properties that come out there. I set all my clients up on that. It's one of the first things I do is start setting them up so they're getting those properties as they're coming out, okay? Also, you want to kind of start to look around what you're really looking for, okay? Needs, wants, nice to haves. Have those lists. So when you're walking in and you're looking at these properties, you're checking off what you're seeing and you're knowing right away that this is a house. If you're getting about 80 to 90% of what you're looking for on that list, those are houses that you should be making offers on. All right. So sellers, again, strategy, pricing, precision matters. Okay. Don't overprice it. Like I said, we're seeing those sit on the market. We're seeing them come down in price and they're actually getting stuck in some negotiating with buyers because there's no competition. So they're having to give concessions to those buyers when they're coming in. So make sure you're pricing that property correctly. 500K, that's where the plus is where the action is at in Saratoga. Remember that right there. And spring is coming. Okay, it's the same for the buyers, sellers as well. Spring is coming, which means those buyers are coming out. So this is the time you want to start getting your house ready. You want to start thinking. Don't call up an agent and be like, I want to put it on the market tomorrow, because there's things you need to do, okay? So you want to get that conversation going today, all right? So give me a call for that free evaluation. I'll come over, take a look at your property and give you some ideas what you can do and get that ball rolling for you. And expect, price well, expect strong offers. A little bit of recap or a little cap of what's gone down here in the last couple of years. So the medium sales range from April to this year has gone up. We talked about that already. Days on the market dipped, but it's recovered back up here. It's been over the list price for about the last year and everything like that. And the absorption rate right now is the lowest we've seen in the last year. All right, so here's some of the things right there. If you've got any questions, anything like that, my information is down below, my contact information. Reach out, get a hold of me, call, text, email, whatever's easiest for you. Reach out, get a hold of me. Let's start having that conversation today. And if you found value in this, subscribe to the channel because I'm putting out more videos. I cover other areas as well, not just Saratoga Springs, and I put out market reports for those as well. If there's an area I didn't cover that you are interested in, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to look up the numbers and have a conversation with you and put something together for you so you can take a look and see what those numbers are in the area. So we will catch you guys on the next video.